Man City top of the table over in the Premier League with a perfect record following 4 successive wins. Breathing down the neck are Arsenal and the Geordies. Are they Champions League contenders once again? We're going to take a look at it. All of it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today it's match number 5 over in the Premier League as we try to look, dissect the table following on from Liverpool's shock defeat against Nottingham Forest. Currently, table toppers Man City have got a perfect bloody record. 4 wins out of a possible 4, but big game this weekend. Oh yes, it's the ding-dong. It could be even a title decider as the champions take on last year's runners-up. That's Arsenal. We'll talk all about that and more in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe. Your one-stop shop for the Premier League is right here under one rooski. Some ding-dong affairs also on the calendar this week. We'll take a look at them all in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, and also big shout out to the members, including the new guy on the scene, Stephen Bradley. Welcome to the gang. But anyway, without further ado, let's take a look back at last weekend's drama before we look forward to this weekend's games. Alrighty then, folks, let's turn the clock back to just last weekend, where we did have some crackers on our agenda, including Southampton. They lost at home to Manchester United. They are in trouble. Russell Martin ball maybe already starting to be on borrowed time. 3-0 loss to United. Meanwhile, Ipswich picked up a monstrous point at the Amex, 0-0 in the end. I went with a 2-0 win. Leicester with a 2-2 draw at Palace. To give themselves a bit of a jet start this season. Fulham and West Ham could not be separated. 1-1 in the end. Called it, folks, called it. Meanwhile, Forest did, yes, that's true, 1-0 winners over Liverpool. I'm interested to see where they are on the table, Forest. Nuno Espirito Santo has them cooking an absolute treat right now. So good win for them. Meanwhile, Man City having a narrow win over Brentford, 2-1 win in the end. Villa, 3-2 comeback win over Everton. I went with a 2-0 win. Chelsea 1-0 winners over Bournemouth. I went with a 2-1 on that one. The all-London affair ended up 1-0 win for the Gooners there. I went with a 2-2 draw. It was a bit of a tight game, but Arsenal were always in control. And then Wolves did lose to the Geordies. 2-1. Let's have a look at the table first. As you can see it, Forest up there in 7th. I cannot believe it. City, though, their perfect record. Arsenal hot on the heels, though, following that draw against Brighton a couple of weeks back there. The Geordies also up there, yet to taste defeat, and they are a force to be reckoned with as well. Liverpool do have a defeat on their names, and of course that was at Anfield. But if the season was to end today, we'd be saying goodbye to Everton and Southampton and Wolves, that's right. But it's not ending today. Plenty more action in the locker. But speaking of action, let's take a little look at the old Super Brew. Alrighty then, of course, Leicester boys, are top the charts this past week with 19 points. Well done to him. Barnes up there, Barnes 5 with 16.5. Case Gift-Gaff also up there with 16. Yas Dan up there as well. Then the chasing pack as well. If you see your name in there, smash the old subscribe, boys and girls. Smash the old Lacarino. I'm down there with 11.5 as well. So, yeah, mid-table obscurity for me this past week. But the table, the overall leaderboard looks like this. Case Gift-Gaff up there with 60 points. Non-mover. Is he non-mover? I guess Lewis R dropped down to number 2 from number 1. Gibbsy's up there. Maka, Eddie Video Star, and the Mexican Sniper make up a power 6 right there. To get all excited about. Big mover is Nacho. He's up 10 spots to number 9. Yavi MPP, blast from the past. 10 spots up to number 13. I am all the way down into 29th. And I'm up 9. I'm happy with that. And I will be up there. I'm going to be breaking into the Power 20 this week. Hold me to it, guys. If you want to join in the gang, here is the link. It is on the screen right about now. Join in, of course, see if you can out-predict me, the Prediction King. Of course, we're going to come at you right here around with some absolute bangers this week. Alrighty, folks, look at this resume we have on our agenda with some tip at the top of the table crunch clashes. We have Villa against Wolves, bit of a black country derby. We have an all-London affair kicking us all off. But we also have Man City Arsenal right there at the bottom of the screen, and we'll get to that one last. But we're going to go with a trip to London first. That's right, folks. We are heading over to the London Stadium as West Ham under Julian Lopetegui take on Chelsea under Enzo Marquesca now. Currently at you on the 21st of September. West Ham, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. They are 14th with 4 points for the season. Up against Chelsea, up to 8th right now. Slowly bubbling nicely under Enzo Marquesca. Maybe he is the right man to get Chelsea moving in the right direction. They come at you. Just 1 defeat in the last 5. But these two sides have locked horns 58 times since 1993. We have 17 wins for the Hammers, 31 wins for Chelsea, and there's been 10 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue was a 3-1 win for the Hammers, who got back-to-back-to-back, 3 games unbeaten against Chelsea at this very venue. The Hammers on the back of a draw against Fulham most recently. Chelsea picking up that 1-0 win over Bournemouth. The odds for this one, though, we are looking at West Ham 11-5 for the victory, 14-5 the draw, 11-10 is your away win. All eyes on this one. It is early kickoff on Saturday. I am sitting on the fence one more time, 1-1. And again, continuing that unbeaten streak against Chelsea, and West Ham will take that to the bank. So over to the Black Country now, as Aston Villa take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. A bit of a cracker this one on Saturday, 21st of September at Villa Park. Villa under Unai Emery got a busy agenda on their hands, taking on Young Boys Burn in the Champions League. Now that may have happened by far this video comes out, but we're going to talk about their form currently. They are 67% form, are Villa, winning 3 of the last 4. They are 5th with 9 points for the campaign, up against Gary O'Neill's Wolves, who are down into 18th spot right now with just 1 point for the possible of the season so far. 25 times they have played since 2003. We've got 9 wins for Villa, 8 wins for Wolves, 8 draws. It is tight, despite the contrasting seasons over the years. Form goes out the window. Form goes out the window when derbies come to town. Speaking of derbies, the last time they played at this very venue, it was a 2-0 win for Villa. That was back in March 2024. But prior to that, Wolves were unbeaten against Aston Villa. Unbeaten, they just lost once of the last 6. Wolves on the back of that 2-1 loss to the Geordies. Villa with that comeback win over Everton. The odds here, we have 7-4 on is your Villa, 17-4 is your Wolves, and 16-5 is the draw. Despite form going out the window, I am sticking with the juggernauts that is Villa. 2-0 win for them on their own turf. Head over or back down to London. It's Fulham up against the Geordies. It's the Mitrovic derby coming at Craven Cottage. Fulham under Marco Silva, 67% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 4, sitting in 12th with 5 points for the campaign. Up against the Geordies, who are 3rd under Eddie Howe, who's done a fantastic job with the Geordies. 92% form for them right now, winning 5 of the last 6 in all competitions and all venues. Now again, the form between these two sides, 35 times they have played since 2001. 14 wins for Fulham, 16 wins for the Geordies, 5 draws. It is quite tight. Only a couple of results between the two sides. But the last time they played at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Newcastle, who have won, oh my gosh, despite the closeness in that form, they've won 6 on the bounce, including 4 clean sheets on the bounce, conceding just the 1 goal against Fulham over the last 6. Wow. Fulham, though, on the back of a 1-1 draw against West Ham. The Geordies picking that 2-1 win over Wolves. The odds, 2-1 is your Fulham, 27-20 is your Newcastle, 12-5 is the draw. So the form book goes well in favour of the Geordies. I'm going with Fulham, though, going against the grain, because Fulham, I think will, it's a long way. It's a long way to travel for the Geordies, and I think just Fulham will nick it. It'll be a tight old game, but the Cottagers snatching all 3 points. Head over to King Power Stadium. That's right, Stevie Cooper's Leicester up against Sean Dyche's Everton. Both sides in need of a win. Everton more so, you would say. Leicester under Stevie Cooper, 33% form for them right now. Just 1 win in the last 6 in all competitions and all venues. They sit in 15th with 2 points for the campaign. Up against Everton, who are down into 20th, yet to taste success in the league. But they come into this with 1 win in the last 5 in all competitions. Now, they've played 37 times, these two sides, since 1994. 10 wins for Leicester, 11 wins for Everton. There's been 16 draws between the two sides, with the most recent match at this very venue being a draw. It was a 2-2 draw back in May 2023. Leicester on the back of a 2-2 draw against Palace. Everton with a back-to-back 3-2 losses where they were both in front 2-0 in both games. But the odds for this one, Leicester 7-5 for the victory, 9-5 is your Everton, 5-2 is the draw. This could be another draw here. I am sitting on the fence. 1-1 draw in the end. And I think first point in the season for Everton on the road to Leicester. I think they'll take this at this stage of the campaign. So head on over to Anfield now, as Liverpool take on Bournemouth. Of course, Liverpool looking to return to winning ways up against a tricky Bournemouth side. We don't know what you're going to get. Of course, Liverpool under Arnie Slot, 75% form for them right now. Have a busy week this week, taking on Milan in the Champions League, and they're coming at you with 75% form for them. At the moment, they're 4th with 9 points against the Bournemouth under Andy Iraola, sitting in 11th with 5 points for the campaign. Now, these two sides have played 18 times since 2014. We've got 15 wins for Liverpool. We've got 2 wins for Bournemouth. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The most recent match at this very venue was a 3-1 win for Liverpool way back in August 2003, with Liverpool winning 3 on the spin against Bournemouth, conceding just a couple of goals in those last 3 matches. Bournemouth on the back of a 1-0 loss to Chelsea, with Forest still lauding their win over Liverpool this past campaign. But the odds for this weekend is 7-2 on is your Liverpool, 21-4 the draw, 8-1 is your long shots. I'm going to go with Liverpool bouncing back. Could be a good week for them as well, taking on Milan in the Champions League this week. Then on down to the south, that's right, St Mary's the venue. Southampton under Russell Martin up against Ipswich's Kieran McKenna. Both sides looking for their first win for the campaign. The Saints, 25% form for them right now, just one win in the last 6. That's in all competitions. They're coming out near 19th of the table with 0 points for the campaign. Up against Ipswich Town, who got back-to-back draws, sitting in 17th under McKenna, maybe slowly turning a curve, perhaps. Now, they played 23 times since 1993. 7 wins for the Saints, 10 wins for the Tractor Boys, 6 draws as well, with the most recent match at this very venue being a 1-0 win for Ipswich back in September 2023. Ipswich did the double over the Saints last season and just suffered 1 defeat against them over the last 5. Ipswich on successive draws, drawing to Fulham at home and Brighton on the road. Southampton back-to-back defeats there, losing to Brentford and Manchester United, conceding 6 goals in those last 2 matches. 23-20 is your Saints, 11-5 is your Ipswich, 5-2 is the draw. I think the struggles will continue for Southampton. That's right. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the Tractor Boys. Get their first 3 points of the season. Next up, we go to London once again, and it is Tottenham Hotspur in their fancy pants stadium. So they take on Brentford, that's right, Thomas Frank's Brentford, up against Ange Postelegro's Spurs. Now, played 7 times since 2021. We've got 3 wins for Spurs, 1 win for Brentford, and there's been 3 draws between the two sides. Spurs, though, just 1 win in the last 6. Not great for Tottenham at the moment. 25% form for them right now. Up against the Brentford side, 58% form for them. Couple of wins, couple of defeats in the last 4 matches. Now, the last match they played at this very venue was a 3-2 win for Spurs, who just lost once against Brentford over the last 6. With Spurs losing to Aston most recently. Brentford on the back of that 2-1 loss to Man City. Tight loss, though. The bookies, 2-1 on is your Spurs, 10-3. The draw, 21-4. You're away win. Spurs will win this one. They need to, and otherwise, Ange might be feeling the wrath of the fans very much in quick succession if this doesn't go their way. And the last game of this coming Saturday on the 21st of September is over at Selhurst Park as Crystal Palace entertain Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. Palace with Glasner at the helm, 42% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 6. They are 16th, though, with 2 points for the campaign. Up against the United side in 10th with 6 points for the campaign, 2 wins at the last 6 matches. Now, they played 33 times, these two sides, since 1994. 6 wins for Palace, 21 wins for United. It's been 6 draws as well. Last time they played over at Selhurst Park, it was a 4-0 win for Crystal Palace, that's right, who did the double over United last season. In fact, they did a double with 2 clean sheets. Goodness gracious me. Palace, though, on the back of a 2-2 draw against Leicester. United, though, got back to winning ways with a 3-0 win at Southampton. Could be turning a corner for them as well. 70-10 is your Palace. 11-4 is the draw. 29-20 is your Manchester United. I'm going with another draw here, sitting on the fence. And I think Palace will be the happier. United fans will be more than frustrated with that result. Into Sunday's games we go. We head down to the coast once again. It's the Amex as Fabian Husler takes on Nuno Espirito Santo's Nottingham Forest. That's right, at Brighton. Coming at you, 83% form for them right now. 6th in the table with 8 points for the campaign. With back-to-back draws, though, heading into this one. Up against the Forest side, who are in 7th, with 8 points, with just 1 defeat in the last 6. Are Nuno Espirito Santo's boys the real bloody deal? Well, they're coming at you. Played 24 times, these two sides, since 2002. We have 10 wins for Brighton, 7 wins for Forest, and 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Brighton, who did the double over Forest last season, looking for their 3rd win on a bounce. Brighton, though, successive draws, drawing with Arsenal and then at home to Ipswich. Forest, though, on the back of that 1-1 draw against Wolves, and then Bingham surprising us all with that 1-0 win at Anfield. The odds here, 4-3 on is your Brighton, 7-2 is your Forest, 27-10 is the draw. It's a tight one, but I'm going to back the hosts. 2-0 win for Brighton. And then, of course, we go to the cream of the crop, or the cream on top, should we say. It is a big ding-dong classic, potentially even title decider. It is City, it is Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. Now, Pep Guardiola's City top the table with 12 points out of a possible 12. Of course, 100% form for them right now. Up against Arsenal and Mikel Arteta sitting in 2nd with 10 points for the campaign. Both sides are in action, I believe, in the Champions League. Yes, they are. With City taking on Inter and Atalanta hosting Arsenal over in Italy. Now, they played 65 times since 1993. We have 25 wins for City, 29 wins for Arsenal. There have been 11 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue, it was a 0-0 draw where Arsenal came out on top with a double-header. In fact, they're unbeaten against City over the last 3, including a penalty shootout victory in the Community Shield back in 2023. They did back-to-back clean sheets against City. Can they do it this time around? Well, we'll see. It's going to be a tasty one, this one. City on the back of a 2-1 win over Brentford. Arsenal with that important 1-0 win over Spurs. The bookies, though, they go with on this one. 5-4 on is your City, 7-2 is your Arsenal, 13-5 is the draw. Of course, last year, clean sheets galore, but I'm going with the thing of a goal fest here. 4-2, 6 goals in it. City snatching it, though, putting a right old statement of result in the Premier League this campaign. So that's my picks, guys. Don't forget to get your own picks in as well. Use the link. It's 100% free. And see if you can outpredict me, the Prediction King. We've got lots in store on the channel over the next few days, so make sure you stick around. But until then, guys and girls, we are donezoed.